But I want to play some more Esper Control. Esper Control was the very first deck that we played in Modern Horizons 2. I've made a lot of updates to it, and I'm pretty excited to try them out. Specifically, Prismatic Ending is not a card I've played in Esper Control yet, but I have been liking Prismatic Ending in Esper Stoneblade. I've also Damn isn't available. Damn. So I've also changed the mana a bit, and I think that it's possible that to play Damn and Archmage's Charm and Counterspell. What I've done is I'm trying to just see how the full 4 Drowned Catacomb, full 4 Glacial Fortress feels in a mana base that has 16 other lands, and all of them are islands to make the Drowned Catacombs enter untapped. And I just want to see if this is going to make the mana base feel good. Any chance to try Blue Black Romantic? We will start revisiting that one soon. I think we're starting to be in the spot where I'm starting to revisit a bunch of decks, and still playing some new ones too. But revisiting decks is definitely a big part of what we're doing right now. Is Cryptic really that needed with mana base? Cryptic is good. Cryptic is a good card in these decks. I know that I do think that you want to play Cryptic Command in these decks still. Those basics looks Did Caleb play Basic Plains, Basic Swamp yesterday? I didn't get to watch much of the stream. What are my thoughts on Bant Ephemerate Soulstrong's build? I think it looked fine. I do like the idea of playing 4 counterspells. And I think to play 4 counterspells, it's I don't know. Like, not playing Eternal Witness, like I thought was maybe a little sus, and then I don't like Spell Queller in those decks either. But maybe trying to figure out how to play 4 counterspells in Bant Ephemerate makes sense to me. The Urza Titania deck was not very good, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of Spell Queller in those decks. And then I need to take another look at the mana base. The mana is like the hardest thing to figure out with Bant, where you want to play Ice Fang, you want to play Eternal Witness, and you want to play Counterspell and like Cryptic, and it's just not very good, the mana. Is Subtlety a bad card in Esper? Yeah, I'm honestly like very low on Subtlety after playing a lot with it. I think the card is just not very good. Solitude and Ephemerate Resto Angel are nuts. Yeah, that is something else that I liked about the. I think I'm gonna force this. That is something else I liked about Soulstrong's list was the Resto plus Solitude. I liked the Restos in the deck. I think that those made a lot of sense. Especially because you could pitch Resto to Solitude if it's ever like a bit clunky. Yeah, I thought about trying to figure out like a way to play Ephemerate with Snapcaster. I think it's maybe doable. That's something I kind of meant to work on yesterday, but then I ended up having family dinner yesterday. Had a cousin and an uncle come to town. 3 mana. White Moon with Resto Solitude Kiki sounds fun. Yeah. Maybe even just like Recruiter to recruit Recruiter to get just Magus main deck maybe. Think Stoneforge Mystic could work on that bench shell? It could. It's kind of a different direction to take it. I have a few ideas for Stoneforge Mystic that I kind of want to wait to work on a bit, but I've got some ideas that might be good. Just mana bases are so difficult to build. Playing its Inverter, it looks like, of course. Seems like their hand's not that strong. If you snap back Ephemerate, does it get Rebound? Rebound, I believe, specifically says you have to cast it from your hand, so I don't think that it does. What are my thoughts on Affinity? I think that the deck is good, but I also think that people need to be sideboarding cards to beat Affinity, and I also don't think people are doing that yet, so... Like, I'm playing 3 Engineered Explosives in my sideboard to hedge against the Affinity decks. And then some decks are going to play Recall, Hercules Recall. Some decks are going to get to play Shatterstorm. And I just kind of feel like people are not respecting the deck enough, and I don't know exactly how competitive the deck is going to be if people are respecting it a lot. Vandal Blast. Yeah, maybe Vandal Blast. I kind of feel like Shatterstorm's possibly better than Vandal Blast. I think Void Mirror is good against Affinity. It might be a little slow, honestly. Like they get all their 0 mana cards out early. I mean, if my opponent inverters, I guess they have the relic for inverter, huh? We should probably just Teferi minus. No, I'm actually not playing Stony Silence because Stony Silence isn't that good against Urza Saga. They do get to kill my Teferi though, but we have another one. Yeah, Stony Silence is just not that good against Urza Saga. So I think that you want to play cards like Hurkyl's Recall, Engineered Explosives, Shatterstorm, Creeping Corrosion, Fracturing Gust, although that's like a lot of mana, so maybe only play that if you have some ramp. Yeah. So I think that is my impression. Not that Stony Silence is a bad card right now. I just think that you probably would just need to play other options. Yeah, Thought Monitor I think is very good. Probably a little underplayed. I like that card a lot. They have a Delve spell, maybe a Tasigur, which is going to be really good against my and a Fatal Push Prismatic Ending, if this is Tasigur. It looks like a Delve spell. Maybe I'm misreading it. What's our plan versus Tron with this deck? Well, we have Vindicates in the sideboard, which are good against Tron, but I don't know. Esper has just kind of been... Oh, we have Dam, that's right. I guess we could maybe overload Dam here. Do we think our opponent has a Counterspell as their last card? Probably just better to cast it here. Last card is a Counterspell, which we can Force of Negation. Pass. Oh, no, not pass. Sorry. Prismatic Ending the Relic. Now that they're tapped out. Yeah, but also like I feel like Esper Control just beats up Tron a decent amount of the time with the card Counterspell specifically. Like your Tron matchup improves drastically. I'm not really too worried about it. I guess I'd like to plus Teferi before I brainstorm. Just dig a little bit deeper. If they top deck the Counterspell, it's not so bad for us. We get to push the Thoracle. Well, I guess Kaya's Guile can actually be pretty good against Inverter of Truth. Sometimes pretty bad. They drew Jace. Oh, right. Yeah. It's okay. Not too scared of Jace here. Probably just minus on it next turn. Imri in... Oh, I could have... Oh, sorry, they're targeting me, so I should have just let them mill me too. Save the shuffle. Imri's kind of interesting. Maybe it's a little bit slow. But Imri Affinity with Thought Monitor Ephemerate sounds pretty cool. Could also play Urza. Urza's an okay card to Ephemerate, but it's a bit pricey on the mana in those kind of decks. I'll just Fatal Push the Jace, yeah. Genius. I feel like once we find any counter magic, which we have so much of in the deck, the game ends, but... Okay, there we go. Also feels like Teferi ends the game. Also, pretty notable that we were able to cast both sides of Dam this game. Not that this is maybe the best matchup to evaluate that in, but this is a big part of like what we're trying to figure out with this deck, with this build, is does this mana let us smoothly cast Cryptic Command, Archmage's Charm, Counterspell, and Dam? And the idea is if you play 4 of each check land, 4 basic islands, 9 fetch lands, 2 of each shocks, that you're going to have 16 lands that make your check lands enter untapped. So it's going to be pretty rare that you have a double check land draw. And then is that going to make I'm gonna Kaya's Guile this. Is that gonna make the deck a little more consistent? No love for Dakin. Well, I don't like Dakin in Esper Control. I do like Dakin in Esper Stoneblade. I think that you need the equipment to cheat into play with Dakin's -6 ability. If you don't have any equipment to use with Dakin's -6, the card I do think is a little underpowered. Teferi stops this, right? Yeah. Stops all the fun. Remember, a quick rule of thumb, if you're trying to figure out does Teferi stop your opponent from casting a spell, if that spell is fun and cool and interesting, then Teferi does probably stop it. I think I'm going to cycle, just play another Jace here. You didn't really use the ultimate much in Stoneblade. That is true, so maybe I am misevaluating it, but I feel like I used it enough that it was nice to have access to. You know, if your Planeswalker's ultimate is just completely dead, then it's, you know, maybe just not very good. Yeah, now that we stopped playing the fun deck, we're back to our regularly scheduled anti-fun content. No fun allowed here. Yeah, just like, yeah, maybe that you don't use Dakin's ultimate so much, but you do get to it is true that like one of the biggest downsides to putting Kaldra complete in your deck is that Kaldra is like bad if it gets stranded in your hand with Stoneforge Mystic, and then Dakin gives you like a solid out to putting that land into play, or putting that Kaldra into play rather. You know what I mean? Is Prismatic Ending really just good? Yeah, the card's nuts. The card, or, okay, maybe nuts is a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, the card's really good. I've been really, really happy with it. Why would we ever uptick Jace? We can ultimate this Teferi. Maybe it's good to just not waste too much time and start upticking. Doesn't really matter, right? We can't lose this game. Is Kaldra a deity like enough for me to worship over Klothys? I can't tell you which magic god to worship. I don't know. I don't really know the lore on Kaldra. I just remember the old cards. Just remember the old cards. It's kind of funny we're ahead on time here. Is Counterspell being good in Junior? Yeah, Counterspell's good. I'm liking it. A lot better than Mana Leak in a spot like this. The Titania deck didn't go very well. Definitely a bit of a work in progress, but the deck felt kind of slow and didn't have a lot of interaction, which is usually a bad combination. Alright, pretty sure. So I guess they're just gonna, instead of call a judge, see if Teferi ravels the fun, and I believe that it does ravel the fun. And then we'll just dam this in response to the trigger here. And you might be wondering, wait, I thought dam is a sorcery. How did you do that in response to the trigger? It's because I subscribe to MTGO Premium. MTGO Premium allows you to stop your opponent from using Shelldock Isle. It just doesn't work. It stops oh, let's give them Thoughtseize so they'll concede when they see my hand. It's pretty good. MTGO Premium does a lot for you. Don't you think 3 Teferis is too much in the deck? No, I don't think that, and you can tell I don't think that because I'm playing 3. I would play. I'm close to playing 4. Like Teferi got a lot better when Counterspell got printed. Just Teferi into Counterspell. But yeah, you can tell I don't think that because I'm playing 3 in the deck. Is it better to ult Jace or ult Teferi than Brainstorm? In this spot, I'm just going to ult the Jace to save time. And then Archmage Charm, make them Jolt too. Still ahead 2 minutes on the clock. All right, Verter's kind of a weird matchup. The pushes are not that good. Prismatic Ending does kind of answer Relic. I don't think answering Relic is that important though. Vindicate answers Shellduck Isle pretty well. Of course, we want this other Teferi. I want the Dispels. The Typhoons are probably pretty good. I feel like I'll just play the Vindicates. Maybe I'll play like one Kaya's Guile. Use standard MTGO control settings. Mostly. I mostly just play with my mouse instead of having my other hand on the keyboard because I'm very expressive with my hands. How's Dam doing? It's been castable so far. Like I think that Dam is a damn good card in this deck, but the problem is making your mana function so that you can support Dam, Counterspell, and Archmage's Charm. And so I'm kind of playing this a little more experimental mana base where I'm playing the full 8 check lands, 4 Glacial Fortress, 4 Drowned Catacombs, along with 9 blue fetch lands and 4 basic islands and 2 of each blue shock land. And I think that this combination allows both sides of Dam to be castable as well as just Counterspell, Archmage Charm, of course. And it's been fine so far. It's kind of a small sample size. This is our first match, but I think it works in theory. But we'll see. No, you can play Sunken Ruins and Mystigate. That's the other way to build the mana base if you want to play Counterspell and Archmage's Charm. But you do not want to play Sunken Ruins and Mystigate if you're not playing Godless Shrine, Basic Plains, Basic Swamp. If your land's already tapped for blue, then you don't need them to filter into the blue mana. Like, yes, you can filter into the black mana, but the problem with the filter lands to make Dam work specifically is Sunken Ruins only fixes one half of the card. It doesn't fix both halves. And I do, of course, also think that we really just wouldn't have very many problems if there was an Esper Triumph. If there was just an Esper Triumph, things would be pretty smooth. Is Croxus seeing any play? Yeah, Croxus is a pretty good card in the format, I think. What, Fetid Ruins? Is that the cycle lands? If so, I'm not a big fan of the cycle lands in Modern. Any thoughts on trying a Salty Triumph as a turn 1 fetchable and 4th color for Prismatic Ending? I think that it is worse to have a tap land that you can top deck in your deck than it is to have... I'm going to counterspell this. Because I just want to play a sorcery speed 3-drop next turn, so let's just use your mana here. I think it is worse to have the tap land in your deck than to give yourself the option to Prismatic Ending for 4. If the format is develops in such a way that is no longer the case, like if there are somehow some really important 4 mana spells to Prismatic Ending, then maybe we'll look at it then. So my opponent would definitely have taken the Teferi if they didn't have an answer for it, like a dispute. So I'm going to cast Vindicate here, which can't get disputed. But there's no way that they, I think, cast it there without an answer. Good draw. Oh, maybe I was supposed to counter that. Probably was. Especially when we think they have dispute in their hand. How has Dam been? Well, this is the first match with Dam, and we're playing its Inverter, but we did cast it. We killed a Tasigur with it. Have I tried Dakin? I like Dakin and Esper Stoneblade a lot. I think Dakin is a good card in Esper Stoneblade. I don't think that Dakin is good in regular Esper control. I think that you need, or at least it's a lot better if you can use the ultimate ability by putting, Kaldra or Batterskull into play. Thoughts on adding Vantress? Vantress is pretty greedy, I think, if you're trying to make all these check lands work. But it's probably not terrible to play one. Yeah, we can take a look at that, Horchata. Thank you for your patience. So we do suspect our opponent has disputes. I guess drawing this, I'm going to try to double spell this turn, playing Teferi the Fun Raveler. If it gets disputed, we'll just let that go, and then we get the dispute out of their hand. Winota Yorion. Love the name of this deck. It is always difficult to play a deck like this that is like built around one specific 4-drop. I know we just did it with the Urza deck, and so many 1-mana counter magic. That's 3. Jeez. It's difficult to build a deck around, you know, like you don't have any way to tutor Winota. Like your recruiter doesn't tutor Winota. Your deck is so good when it draws Winota, and then you're diluting that. You're diluting that power with this build. This is just like a fair inverter, huh? Guess I'm gonna try to Jace minus. Lose to Oracle, I guess. So I feel like trying to get this down to 60 cards has a lot of value. Like, I don't think that you need Blade Historian necessarily. I mean, obviously depends on your human creature count, but Blade Historian is just not that good of a card to put into your deck. So we're dead to land Thoracle. I like the equipments that you're playing. It's also possible that your deck looks like solid and strong, so it is possible that you'll just be like, I'm going to be a fair red-white deck, and then I'm going to win notice some people and win some games. That's maybe totally fine. I just think that if you can get it down to 60 cards, it has a lot of value. I like your sideboard a lot, and I think this is a cool, well-built deck that just might be better if it were 60 cards. Yeah, I understand it gets hard to fit everything, and I'm not so in tune with the archetype that I can tell you exactly what needs to be cut, but I just would like to see it get cut down if you can, and if not, maybe it is better off that way. All right, well, all of a sudden we have 3 counterspells up. What was your reasoning for playing Dispel instead of Flusterstorm? I think it's like very close between the two that you could play, but the main tiebreaker for me is that when I've played against Heliod combo in the past, I really like to have Dispel for Collected Company and Veil of Summer, and those in the mid to late game, they're pretty easily able to pay for Flusterstorm in that matchup specifically. Bernard, which hat would you like to put on, buddy? Any reason I'm not running Spell Snare? I have like a lot of 1-mana spells in Prismatic Ending and Fatal Push, and I felt that there wasn't room to include Spell Snare, but obviously Spell Snare is a good card. You could play it. Squid hat. Oh, this. Okay, I have the squid hat. The shark hat is the one that's missing in action. I guess if they just have. Well, I guess we have triple force. Oh no, we only have double force. Big hat, Viking, squid. There's also a wizard hat and a Santa hat around. What exactly is the spicy tech redemption? You'll redeem it, and then I'll tell you the card is good no matter how bad it is. How much to have my hand painted gold again? I mean, I guess I would do it for like the million channel point decision. Am I getting a Fireball hat anytime soon? Yeah, how do I get Channel Fireball merch? I would like some. But like, do I just buy a Channel Fireball shirt using discount code SPIKE at the store? Using discount code SPIKE, or not discount code, affiliate code SPIKE to line my own pockets? Just dip into the coffers buying from the store with my own affiliate code? Is the IRS going to come after me if I do that? No one's redeemed the 2 million points. I might kill that meme before anyone does, though, because I might marry Esther, so... Well, I'm going to marry Esther, but I don't know. I made the option when I was a little less serious about this relationship, you know, or it was like very early into the relationship, so I don't know, it just might be time to retire the bit. Maybe I probably just should hold up all this mana, right? You just ban Esther. Genius. I think it's time to start +2. I don't. My opponent only has 3 cards in their library. My opponent has 3 cards in their library. I'm not going to get to Ultimate Jace. They're casting their Shelldock card, but they have 3 cards in their library, so Oracle doesn't do it, right? They're going to draw 2 cards. So we'll also make them draw 2, and so once their charm resolves, they die. Why would they cast the charm from the Shelldock Guile, not the one from their hand? The one from the Shelldock Guile costs 2 mana. Alright. Wait, they're going to counter their own Archmage's charm? It's funny. Do they have Force of Negation? I don't think they're playing Force. Cool. Cool. I mean... Path to Exile has a line of text on it that says your opponent gets a basic land, and then so Path to Exile is really bad to cast on the first couple turns, but Ending is really good. So that's kind of the trade-off there. Staying away from those Evoke Elementals as much as possible. Not necessarily. Not necessarily as much as possible. Okay, sadly we can't Ending the Amulet here though. Yeah, Path also doesn't answer Amulet of Vigor, Aether Vial, Expedition Map, Chalice of the Void, Wrenn and 6, Teferi Time Raveler. Answers a lot. Okay, if we draw, any land, we're in good shape here. No Dryad is a big deal for us. We even, maybe have a turn since we have the Counterspell up. If my opponent doesn't do anything here, I think I'm just going to flash in Snapcaster Mage, especially since I have to discard if I miss a land again. They also... I kind of seem like maybe they just F6 their turn. I'm not sure. This is the Trophy Leader? That's right, so maybe they're not F6 their turn then. I'm not going to counter that. Please stop playing Prismatic Ending. I'm very scared. I'd like people to start keep reading sorcery is unplayable. Yeah, I mean, I think it's also true. I freely admit that I tend to... I'm gonna get another white source here so I can overload Dam. I freely admit that I tend to be a little bit higher on sorcery speed removal probably than the average player. Freely admit this fact. Would love to get to go hero into Counterspell next turn. Yeah, so I'm playing... So I know I was saying that Dam is, uncastable with the mana base, but I think I've found a way to make it work where I still am not playing any lands that don't tap for blue, but what I'm doing is I'm playing the full 8 check lands. I'm playing 4 Glacial Fortress, 4 Drowned Catacomb, and then 9 fetches, 2 Hallowed Fountain, 9 fetches, 2 Hallowed Fountain, 2 Watery Grave, 4 Basic Island, and I feel like it makes the mana base smooth, consistent, and able to cast Dam. All your lands tap for blue and your Counterspell Archmage's Charm deck. I value that a lot, of course, as I keep saying, and land would be so good. Bummer. Could maybe main. I think it would have been way too greedy to main phase this charm. Only difficult thing with the mana now might be turn 1 spells. Yeah, absolutely. Like turn 1 Prismatic Ending is a bit difficult. We still have though 11 sources, which is on the low end for turn 1 ending, but you know, you can ending on turn 2. Maybe. Do I discard? I think it was discard this. You can't snap dam. Why can't you snap dam? I'm confused. Not for overload? Really? I didn't know that. I thought you could, but seems like that's not the case. Yeah, maybe Verdict's better than Dam then. So my opponent should not have played this forest here. If they didn't play the forest, I would know, or I would not know if they had Cavern of Souls to make their Titan uncounterable, but they just played their forest, so I can know I can counter the Titan and not the Summoner's Pact here. Get a Dryad of the Elysian Grove, and then I'll counterspell that so they can't Cavern. Not that it probably matters that much. Similar to not being able to flashback force for no mana. Yeah, it makes sense, but it's not how I thought it worked. But it's good that I know that now before I attempt to take a line that doesn't work. But I'm so lucky here, I can't believe it. They just have all the perfect cards at the right time. I'm so tired of Wizards pretending like a Boreal Grazer isn't just like ruining this format. Wizards is literally trying to destroy Modern by not banning a Boreal Grazer. They just always have it. Maybe we can recover. Maybe we can recover. I'm guessing no mana leaks replaced by counterspells. Yeah, no mana leaks in this deck. There's some other changes too, though. Wait, how is Principe the trophy leader if they don't concede in spots like this? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Never concede. That's how you become the trophy leader. But I feel like conceding in spots like this help you keep that trophy leader status. Right. Do I dispel to counter Summoner's Pact? I'm not sure. I feel like I probably want like 1 or 2 Prismatic Endings to deal with Amulet. And then Kai's Guile's probably going to be a cut as well. Replace Snapcaster with Mystery Briefing to overload. Damn, seems genius. Yeah, Prismatic Ending does answer Grazer. You can answer a Dryad for not a super efficient rate. I'm liking Prismatic Ending a lot. I think that Prismatic Ending is a control staple. I really do predict that blue-white X control decks are gonna want to play Prismatic Ending. Of course, it's also true that your Prismatic Ending is better. Oh, I am playing Spell Snare. I thought I wasn't playing Spell Snare, and someone asked me why I wasn't playing it, and I answered, and I do have one in the deck. Weird. I really thought I cut it. I really thought this morning that I cut it. Oh man, what did I want to cut it for? But how did I have a conversation with someone about not playing Spell Snare, and neither of us realized, neither member of this conversation realized Spell Snare was in the deck? Oh man. I remember I did want to cut it for something. I can't remember. Maybe like the first Logic Knot I thought might be fine. Yeah, maybe I had changes that didn't save. Sometimes that happens, but I really can't remember. I mean, it was this morning I got up really early to finish a Channel Fireball article, so I'm kind of running on fumes, to be honest. The writing is starting to come a bit easier to me. I'm still like pretty happy with the quality of the articles, but the openings have been, you know, the hardest part, I think. Prismatic Ending versus Path and Jeskai. I'm leaning towards Prismatic because you get Bolt. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Prismatic Ending over Path in this deck, right? And it's not like Jeskai is so different. Webster's Dictionary defines tempo. I was okay. I'm gonna steal that and not credit you for my next article. There's nothing you can do about it. If we just Prismatic Ending this turn, it's a pretty inefficient use of mana. I think I'd rather just like Charm Draw 2, ideally hit a land, and then ideally go Vindicate plus Prismatic Ending or Ending plus Charm. By doing the opening and the end of the process, sometimes like honestly, every single time what's happened is I've like written an opening I haven't been happy with, write a different opening, write the article, and then at the end of it I end up scrapping it and having a brand new opening at the end. But I mean, I think that's just part of the process, right? Like that helps you get all your thoughts in order to work on the opening and think about where you're going with everything. Why didn't I steal the amulet? Stealing amulet is not, I think, a very good line. I'm gonna use this Prismatic Ending to answer the amulet at some point, but I don't think that you need to deal with it super quickly. I'm gonna bounce the Urza Saga. Love to draw a white source. Deal with this. Nope. But like you suggest stealing the amulet, but stealing amulet seems worse to me than countering Dryad the first turn we do it. Both times I would rather counter Dryad than steal the amulet. It's 4 Vindicate in the sideboard. Answer for Urza Saga. No, I mean it's an answer for big mana decks, but I guess I might be vindicating Urza Saga here. Guess I might be, huh? Seems fine. But it's mostly for, you know, Karoo lands, Tron lands, and then a flexible sideboard card you can always bring in. Any chance Ending could replace the pushes instead of the paths? Yeah. Depends on what the metagame looks like, I think. But yeah, chance. They've already played 3 Dryads. Not floating any mana. If I draw a land, I'll just snap Damnation to Karoo. Still not drawing a land. I think I'll just hold up Cryptic. We can instant speed Prismatic Ending the amulet if they don't play anything into my Cryptic Command. Karn, Scion of Urza. Kind of, I guess, a good backup plan with the Urza Saga. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I did mean Snap Vindicate. What did I say? Any merit to counterbalance the Karoo land? No, because I want to Vindicate the Karoo land. Then I can plus my Teferi on my Snapcaster next turn. Vindicate again. Esper Ponza. Should I buy a 4 spell starter sprite for Tusky or not 100% sure it's the best build? I have a Toski Stoneblade deck that I'm working on that's pretty spicy, and maybe wait a week for that. And I'm not sure that it's good. Don't quote me on that, but it could be good. I would wait. Opponent's still not conceding though. Feels good though. Shout out to our opponent for letting me do this. Vindicate's looking real good. Toski plus Voidwalker? No, that's not it. We've kind of alluded to it a bit, the plan, but I'll kind of keep it on the down low for now. And I'm going to bounce the Urza Saga. There's no way I'm going to not bounce Urza Saga. Maybe Modern is just fine after all, huh? Opponent has still not conceded. I'm actually ahead on time somehow. How am I ahead on the clock? It's kind of ridiculous. Probably won't last that much longer. Concede opponent? Huh? No? Okay. Please? Is this matchup is this indicative of the matchup in general, or these two games a fluke? I think that Titan's a good matchup, yeah. Especially with Counterspell. Counterspell and Vindicate do so much to make the matchup good. I'm just taking game actions at random here. And damn is so bad. Yeah. How is Principe the trophy leader if Principe is gonna play it out? And how do you have 56 trophies and you're still playing games like this? I don't understand. I'm not going to bother with Jace. Ask opponent that question. I mean, I feel like it's super douchey to ask. Maybe it's super douchey for me to even say. Yeah, they're just trying to keep the content up. Super high win rate, I guess. It's just weird. Wait, how does it say he's in 2 modern leagues? Well, you can't double queue with different decks. I think that your account could only be in 1 league of a format at the same time, is my understanding of the rules, so I don't understand really what was going on there. The Titania deck, unfortunately, did not perform very well. The path, the Snowball Hierarch. Wait, this is Prismatic Ending? What does Prismatic Ending do? Oh, that seems way better. Log in the same account to recurs, kicks you out of 1. Yeah, it kicks you out of 1. I mean, it could just, of course, be... Wait, can we Prismatic Ending this? We can, right? Dude, Prismatic Ending is nuts. Yeah, it's probably just MTG bot messing up. It was just weird. Hit Lieutenant. It's pretty good. Pretty lights. Thank you for your 14th month 14-month resub, buddy. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, Charlotte's Agent's a human. An artifact human. Artifact human rogue. Very cyberpunk. Alright, despite our good start, I think we're still losing. We do have sweepers in our deck though. We've got dams. We have 3 engineered explosives in the sideboard. It's not too bad. We could win this. We draw well. We'll snap Prismatic End on Lieutenants. Is that better than? Can't go push, snap, push. I think I'm going to go snap Prismatic End on Lieutenant here. Block this. Hope to maybe draw another Prismatic End for next turn. Yeah, this is my favorite counterspell art. I really like it. I know it doesn't seem to be very popular, but I'm a big fan. Alright, so we get to bring in the explosives. I'm going to try to cut all the Force of Negations and counterspells. I might end up still playing the Spell Snare, because even if it's not live, it's like really good when you get to resolve Spell Snare against them. And I probably just play... I probably bring in the Vindicates, and this is kind of what I mean, where like Vindicate's a really flexible sideboard card. Even though it's not like particularly good in this matchup, we get to play it over Counterspell, which is like usually just a blank card in this matchup. I think I'll keep the Spell Snare in just because like it does hit Phantasmal Image, even if they have Cavern, and then it's very good if they don't have Cavern. So I think the upside is there. Could play it 1 Shark over like Teferi Time Raveler. I'm just going to do this. Humans have seemed really good to me so far. Let's mulligan this hand. Keep this one. Put back Hero of Dominaria. Yeah, Humans has seemed like a really good deck. Is that version the cheapest? The Strixhaven one? It's not the cheapest counterspell, I think, but I just like the glowing hand. Looks cool. It's my evaluation of it. It's like there's a glowing hand and it looks kind of cool. Yeah, there is like a lot of hate for humans in the format that exists. So, I mean that's also a good thing. Of course, it's like it's always good for a density of hate to exist for any archetype. So I'm not going to push this Thalia until end of turn unless my opponent plays Meddling Mage first. Because I would like to hedge against them having a second Thalia in their hand if they... I would really like them to not play one here, you know. And then I'm going to get another white source for Dam. And then hopefully we draw a land. Draw a Prismatic Ending. I guess I'm just going to hold up Snap Push. What's the story behind my name, Aspiring Spike? I mean, just like anybody else's name. It's not one that I chose. It was chosen for me by my parents. It's my great-grandfather's name. It means FNM hero in Dutch. Will my kids be called Spikelings? They are. All of you, my children, are called Spikelings. Guess I'll go snap Prismatic Ending. Can I have $20 for gas, Dad? No. What do you need gas for? Where are you leaving the house for? Get everything you need right here. Lieutenant's looking pretty good. Explosives is looking a little awkward with the double Snapcaster Mage in play, but I mean, this is our only line, just never drawing the fourth land. Why no castles when you should play a plains to cast Prismatic Ending under Blood Moon for 3? Well, if I play a plains, I can't cast Prismatic Ending for Blood Moon under 3 because I'm not playing. I'm also not playing Swamp. But I'm also not playing any castles because I'm trying to build a mana base that plays 8 check lands and trying to make those check lands very consistent, consistently entering untapped. This way I can support 4 Counterspell, 4 Archmage's Charms, and 2 Dams. I think that if you play basic plains, basic swamp, your Archmage's Charms and your Counterspells are going to be awkward enough of the time that it's just worth it to not play it. Use a mountain. Okay, you're right. That's fair. I'm still not putting a plains in the deck. But with 8 check lands in the deck, I'm worried about playing a castle and then also having another effective check land there. Can we tap bounce snap? I mean, Snapcaster doesn't do too much if we bounce it. I feel like I just need to tap draw. Try to find dam. What if we take out 2 dams, replace them with 2 plains? Might help us with 4 lands. Yeah, that would be good here. But, you know, this mana base is a bit experimental. I think that it's good. I think that this is, like, probably the best way to build the mana base, but I'm not for sure. Not arrogant enough to believe that I've just solved a very difficult puzzle immediately. I guess we just have to Prismatic Ending. Maybe Archmage's Charm. Draw an land, can you pop EE, then Prismatic the Mantis? Well, the Mantis costs 3, so it costs 3 mana to Prismatic Ending it. Tap bounce Freebooter. I don't think bouncing Freebooter is that good. We have Dam in our deck. I'm just trying to draw into that. That was our best draw. They just get to replay the Freebooter if they have a land too in that spot. It's just a tough spot, I think. Wafu keeps playing the check land mana base and keeps winning, yeah. Wait, but doesn't Wafu also play the off-color basics? Or the non-blue basics? I can't remember. Alright, so we need to draw push. I'm gonna... Oh, push doesn't even do it. We did draw the push, though. Still dead. Human seems really good to me. I don't know. I feel like I just keep losing to it. On a, you know, unique end of the bell curve. Roll the 5. Let's keep this hand. Let's put back, I think, basic island. Push? Maybe we should keep push because we have the fortress so we can't ending on turn 1. Or did I mull that hand? Which hand? Didn't both of my hands had 1 land, right? What if I said Prismatic Ending was the best removal in Modern and possibly the best card in MH2? You might be right about it being the best removal in Modern. I don't think it's probably the best card in MH2. The first was 2 lands. I mean, I can't remember exactly what the first hand was. So it was 2 land light, right? And I hit Mulligan pretty fast. I should have at least talked about it more. Glad we're going to need to play against some affinity to see how good our triple engineered explosives hand or, you know, deck or sideboard plan is. No, I haven't done a tier list since release. Unfortunately, I've been pretty busy because I got the whole Channel Fireball gig, which has been really time consuming but also rewarding. So a lot of that like extra energy I have to write about Magic with my shit posts has kind of turned into actually writing about Magic for Channel Fireball. 25 lands without cantrips? Maybe, yeah. I don't hate that. I think I'm probably supposed to Prismatic Ending something here. If I hit this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This counts as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then they can't play any 7 mana affinity card, which they do play, I think. Yeah, affinity is a good deck in Modern now. Again, whatever. Yeah, affinity's been good for a little bit now. Can we ask Channel Fire will make my next artifact a tier list? You guys can ask. I feel like I'm still new enough that I don't really have much weight to throw around, you know? I'm going to minus on the Ravager. I think if they sack it just to move a counter over, we're pretty happy with that exchange. Kaya's Guile's okay here. Do you think you'll add more affinity hate to your Jund sideboard if I were to play it again? Well, I already had, I thought, 2 explosives, 2 ancient grudges. I feel like that was enough. I feel like that was enough. I kind of just want to draw 2 cards here. Well, maybe we do 125 lands. Yeah, that's what we cut the Spell Snare for, land number 25. You can also just draw lands like a gamer. Let's pass it back here. How's There's a Saga Titania? Not very good. Not very good. Deck needs work, but deck also might just not really be there. No, I wouldn't add Godless Shrine. I'd add probably like Castle Vantress or the 10th Blue Fetch or the 5th Basic Island. Still don't want to play any lands that don't tap for blue, I think. Maybe I was supposed to go Cryptic counter tap here. I think what I'll do now is push the Ravager, and then we can use either Cryptic Command or Jace to just like get rid of whichever token whatever they put the tokens on counters onto. I did actually work with Fran on a Reclaimer Titania deck. I only played 2 matches of it, but I also went 0-2 drop with it, and I just wasn't impressed by the list. So I want to make it work. I really like Titania. I used to have a Titania EDH deck, but I'm not sure. It's just been a difficult deck to play. Do you ever run 4 Cryptic? I've played 4 Cryptic in like Jeskai Lotus Field in the past. I have played 4 Cryptic. I think that there are some times to want it. I feel like 3 has felt like a sweet spot for a while though. Cool. First time overloading Dam. Notably, we couldn't cast the other side though. No, we're not close to killing the Voids. These are artifacts. Do you have a favorite Murktide deck? I was playing a blue-red Murktide Regent deck with Ragavan and then Dragon Rage's Channeler that was pretty cool. But yesterday I played a version of the same deck that's playing Lurrus as a companion instead of and Snapcaster instead of Regent. And like one thing I think that this is intentional, is that Murktide Regent plays really poorly with Snapcaster Mage, because even though you can play Delve cards with Snapcaster Mage without too much problem, because Regent specifically wants you to exile all the instants and sorceries from your yard, I think that it's really bad to play the 2 together. So I think that that's interesting. I guess I'll play another Kaya's Guile. Kaya's Guile seems kind of bad though. Shark Typhoon seems okay. Trim on Jace. Trim on Counterspell. Prismatic Ending seems really nice. I think I'm going to submit this. Think about brewing Yorion Sharkblade with even with 80 cards. There's still so many cuts. Any chance to see your spin on it? Ooh. First all check land hands. We have a dam though. I'm gonna keep. I don't know. I don't like Yorion very much in Sharkblade, so and if you want my advice on like what Stoneblade deck to play, I advise the Esper Stoneblade deck I've been working on. I just I just wrote an article for Channel Fireball about it and recorded a video, and that should be out soon. Although the video has I think a couple card changes. I wrote the article after, so yeah, I don't think that I would recommend that, and I don't think I'd really want to work on it either. Well, this is giving me major nostalgia here. This match. So I think maybe we go Snapcaster Mage, block Frogmite this turn. No equip of Cranial Plating. Might want to consider this 61. Am I playing 61 cards in this deck? I'm playing 61. Did I sideboard into 61? If I did so, that was not intentional. There's no equip on the plating, so what do they have? No, they're not telling me what they have. Have I tried Dakin? Yeah, I have tried Dakin. I like Dakin a lot in Esper Stoneblade. I think Dakin is a really good card in Esper Stoneblade specifically. I guess I'll use Counterspell because the Steel mode on Archmage's Charm might end up being pretty relevant. Rebuke? Oh, stub. Wait, I could just pay 1. What the hell? Glad I didn't use Archmage's Charm. Golly. Good read, though, on, like, 1 mana Counterspell. Good read. Still taking a wall up here. Oh, they could have equipped first. That's right. Yeah. So, do I steal Midmites? Block Midmite? Make them sack a creature. Block. Gain 4 life block. I guess I like... Well... Yeah, I think I like Midmight, block Midmight, since... we can go Damn the Ornithopter, and then we have Kaya's Guile as like a pretty good answer to their guys, I think. Stealing seems bad because of Springleaf. Oh, yeah, it did seem bad because of Springleaf, and they also missed a line. I don't blame them, nobody's playing Affinity cards. Yeah. I mean, that was a mistake on my end to take this line. We both missed the drum tap. Good eyes, good awareness of the board. Pretty sure making a 1/1's better than gaining 4 here to block the other Nexus. I think I'm just kind of down to get to use my Cryptic on any 2 mana spell here. Keep that fetch land for Jace. Drew another fetch land. Yeah. I agree. Affinity players are all definitely rusty. No shame in not playing a deck for 5 years and then forgetting some sequencing lines. And I'm also like super. Whenever I'm learning a deck, like my strategy for learning any deck that I've ever learned has always been just make mistakes until you're good at the deck. Just like keep making mistakes, and then through those mistakes you will learn how to play it, because you'll know this. Oh, this is what I do not need to do in this spot. Yeah, punt until you can't punt anymore. gonna gain 4 life just so we don't get burned out by like random Galvanic Blast, I guess. But game's pretty over. Yeah, it seems like Affinity is probably a good matchup for us, and then Humans seems rougher, but probably better if we feel like we want to include cards like Plague Engineer or any more sweepers. Most of us start running Galvanic Blast, sure, but that's like the only card we lose to, or like a couple Galvanic Blasts after we crack some fetches. It's really that's the only way we can lose is choose Sunburn in a point like this. Could have entwined. I can't entwine and then draw 2. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? This game is over. I think Hope of Gear Peer is kind of a weird one to see. Okay. Alright, so 3-1. 3-1. I haven't played with no lands into all lands. Classic. I haven't played with Fury yet though, but I do like Fury. I think I'm just gonna keep this and then just try to like. They revealed Yorion. I think I'm gonna hope that they're a creature deck and that we can catch up on our Mold to 5 with a dam. Well, my kingdom for that Prismatic Ending looks like they're Yorion Merfolk. Oh, they also mold to 5. As Dan felt as bad on the mana as anticipated, so I changed the mana to try to facilitate Dan where I'm playing the full 8 check lands. I think I'm gonna not fetch yet because I don't know if I need black or white. No, definitely need black. The mana is not perfect, but if you want to play Counterspell, Archmage's Charm, and Dam, I think that this is the mana base to play. Potentially play 25 lands, and I think maybe that 25th land can be Castle Vantress, but I'm not sure about that. Saving the fetch land for Revolts. Yeah, we've cast this card. It hasn't been that hard to cast. I've been liking it. Yeah, it looks like blue-white taxes with the Mystigate, or okay. Maybe a Jeskai, Imperial Recruiter, Flicker deck. Any progress on the Counterbalance deck? I don't know. Every time I've been trying to build the deck still, yeah, but it just kind of doesn't look that good. Is the progress, I guess. It's that it just doesn't look that good. Can we see your take on a Blue Moon soon? Yeah, you might actually. Blue Moon is a deck I think is pretty good because Blood Moon's good against Urza's Saga. Well, I wasn't expecting to see a Counterspell of my opponent's Aether Vial Yorion deck. Very interested to figure out what's going on. They take the Vial up to 4. We're gonna get Avalanche Riders. Yorion in the hand. I'm gonna brainstorm. I don't know, man. Maybe they have Venser. Can you overload Dam off Snap? Apparently you can't. Ugh. Punished for tapping this way. I didn't know that till today, but chat informed me that you can't. I mean, I guess I'll keep a Force and Fatal Push. I'll play my land. What do I want? I guess I probably. Oh, whoops. Forgot I'd already clicked on the Snapcaster. Any Breeding Slide Scape Shift? Probably not. I mean, unless I like have some idea that goes with that. I can't really think of any. It's an Urza deck? I guess I probably should have pushed the Construct already. Let's do it now. So they take the Vial up to 5 so they can Yorion, but then we can go. Oh, we don't have a third white. If we draw a third white, we can go Prismatic Ending on Vial and Overload Dam. Why would you want to overload from the yard anyways? That just makes it a 6 mana sweeper. Well, I think you'd want to overload when you have 6 mana and the dam in the yard and you Snapcaster in play and there's a bunch of creatures that you need to kill. It's probably when you would do it. Why is I've never seen it Teferi. Oh, Teferi Hero of Dominaria Force of Negation deck is kind of crazy. Oh, there was a knock at my door. I'm gonna go check that out. Forgot that there was a maintenance guy coming by today. Opponent's deck is weird. Why are they playing Aether Vial? I'm so confused. But of course they're a Yorion deck, so like I'll just draw one Vial on turn 1 every game and it'll be fine. Well, I guess they're playing Vial, so I'll have no idea how to sideboard against them. Golly. Will I be trying Suspend to bring to light Luris? No, I think Suspend is unplayable. Alright, thank you. Sorry for yelling at you guys. Do I want explosives? What does their deck look like? I'm just lost. We did see Counterspell. Yeah, just play Vindicate. Vindicate just doesn't care what they're doing, just kill the permanent. Got it down for a couple of Vindicates. I don't know. I'm just not gonna get too crazy here. I have a breathe right strip on my nose. I'm maybe I should not have it anymore, but for like the last week I've had like a sinus infection and I get all snotty if I don't wear one. But I slept last night without one successfully for the first time in like the last week or so. I've done so unsuccessfully a couple times, just like needing to put one on in the middle of the night, but you like Sharks here? I mean, I don't know. Like, their deck is so weird. It's just so hard to, like, sit, want anything. I mean, I don't know. I could have gone and seen a doctor, but I'm so busy. Like, I'm so busy with the Channel Fireball stuff and with the Modern Horizons 2 stuff, and I've also like been wrestling with my ISP. Like I just feel like I haven't had the time to go see a doctor for all this. They get Aether Vial. Like, I guess I'm gonna steal that. Is Prismatic Ending stuff decay in this deck? No, I think the ending's pretty good. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. Like, I mean, I don't think that the doctor would tell me to do anything besides take like the cold medication I'm taking, and I'll be okay. My symptoms aren't like super severe. I'm just snotty, right? Just got some drainage. Or is this like just a 3-for-1 every time? Well, we've got Snapcasters we can violin. Their deck is so weird, though. Fair enough, dude. You can have it. Don't need it. Alright, so go to Teferi, minus on the construct, Prismatic Ending the Vial. Assuming that they don't have, like, Dispute. They have Dispute? Really? Opponent, you're killing me. I just don't understand your deck at all. How do you play this many counterspells? I mean, I feel like I feel like I have to exile the Vial. I just don't know that this is correct. Got all my Jaces in my hand too. Yeah, snow and non-snow lands. They're just straight up trying to confuse the opponent. That's the deck. Just confuse the opponent. Blue-white artifact trade binder. I think I'm gonna brainstorm here. Got a lot of like good hits. Counterspell, Prismatic Ending. They have Opt in their deck? They have Opt in their deck. They have Opt, Mystical Spirit, Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria in their Aether Vial deck. I'm just so confused. Well, that's a card to vial in. We saw Urza. The only creatures we've seen so far are Urza, Subtlety, and Snapcaster. I'm going into this game like even more confused than I was. But we found out they're an Urza Saga deck, so I'm going to be interested in playing some copies of Engineered Explosives. I don't know, man. They're playing a lot of counterspells. Bring in the dispels. Yeah, maybe they have Vincer. It's just confusing. We can keep this. Maybe they want Vile Yorion in response to the evoke triggers. That's pretty cool. They kept 7 cards, so they'll definitely have another turn 1 Vile. And I'm gonna they're just scamming me into using my prismatic endings. See if they have disputes. This Teferi resolves. I'm feeling good. Alright, let's go. I wonder what weird card's gonna kill my Teferi here. We can bounce Urza Saga with Teferi. It's been a play I've been liking. It always kind of feels like whenever there's like a new powerful, unfun card in the format, Teferi Time Raveler usually lines up well against it. Alright, so 4-1 with this version of Esper. I'm liking this deck a lot. Maybe I'll play this in the challenge this weekend. I'm going to play a few different decks tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Basic Conjuration, Tarka's Command. So it's 2 o'clock. Usually I stream for like another...